Alright guys, what is up? It's your boy Beast here. Welcome back to some more Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle stuff. Now this match here is against a guy by the name of crackedhades from Smogon. And take a look at this guy's team. He is using a frickin' Masquerain. A frickin' Masquerain on his team. I mean, you never see that in NU. Especially without a Rap Spinner on the team, which is pretty weird, but I like seeing those uncommon stuff on his team. Now, as you can see on my team, I'm actually using a Farfetch'd, and let me tell you something, Farfetch'd, it's really not too good. Just to be completely honest, it's not good at all. You're gonna have to work really hard in order to have success with that thing, because doing well with that thing is not easy at all. A guy by the name of Moonrock is a pretty nice guy. Go check him out after this battle. A guy by the name of Moonrock told me that I should make a team with Farfetch'd involved, and so I did. But this team right here is very similar to the one I used in the last battle, because this team right here has been doing me quite a lot of success. So I really couldn't make any other team other than using these cores with the Golurk and Wartortle and Musharna, because those three pokes just work out too well together. And I did also change an item on Ludicolo. I'm using the same Ludicolo as I used in the last battle, but I did put on Choice Specs on it instead of Life Orb, because I don't know, I wanted to try something new. So yeah, my Sneasel is Choice Banded. So this is actually one of the few battles I'm actually not using a Choice Scarf user on my team, because I always bring a Choice Scarf Revenge Killer on my team, but this time I did not, because I don't know, I just wanted to have a little bit fun, I guess. But yeah, this guy doesn't really have that many threats. I mean, his Relicanth could be a problem, but I do have a Wartortle. It's max defense, max HP, and Relicanth, I think it does have pretty decent base attack, but I mean, I should be able to wall it with my Wartortle. So yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and start the battle, shall we? So my opponent is gonna go ahead and lead off with his Persian, as I'm gonna lead off with my Golurk. Now I know that Persians usually do carry the taunt, so I did not want to go for the Stealth Rocks right away, and it turns out that he's actually going to taunt me the first turn, which is nice, because I'm actually going to go for the Dynamic Punch the first turn, predicting that. And turns out that he's not got the Focus Sash on his Persian, which is strange, because lead Persians usually do carry the Focus Sash, but this one doesn't, so I get a turn 1 KO, which is nice. Now, he's going to go ahead and send in his Lampent. I did not want to stay in here, because that thing might carry the Will-O-Wisp. And it turns out that he does, and he's going to burn my Ludicolo, which I really don't care about, because this thing is especially attacking Ludicolo with the Specs, so this thing is really not too bothered about it. So he's going to go ahead and send his Dragonair. I go for the Surf. It's going to do a pretty decent chunk, but I'm thinking this guy's got EV Light, and I'm thinking that thing is more of a bulky variant, because this thing is modest specs. I was expecting maybe a little bit more, but still it does a pretty decent chunk of damage. So he's just gonna go ahead and go for the Dragon Dance, as I'm gonna switch out of there into my Golurk. And this right here made me kind of worried, because I was expecting this Aqua Tail to actually take him out of there in one shot, but then I realized it's probably one of those bulky Dragon Dancing variants. So I'm happy that he's not one of those like super offensive ones with max attack and stuff, because otherwise his Dragon Tail or not Dragon Tail, but Aqua Tail would have probably taken me out of there. But I am able to set up the rocks, and I was thinking that the Outrage would probably not take him out of there in one shot, because I was thinking this guy was more of a bulky variant, and thankfully I do live the Outrage with a minuscule amount of HP, and then I proceed to take it out of there with the Ice Beam. So down goes his Dragonair, and down goes my Ludicolo because of the burn damage. So yeah, I really don't mind that my Ludicolo went down, because I really didn't need this Ludicolo. I really didn't need this thing later on in this game. I could have used it against this Relicanth, but I do have some other counters against it. Now, this right here kind of surprised me, because this is a Choice Banded Sneasel, but I guess, I mean, that thing has got a really good physical defensive stat, and that thing is really not too heavy either, so I guess that kind of makes sense. And that was a critical hit as well, which is just really impressive. But this right here kind of tells me that it's one of those bulky, it's one of those bulky Relicanth variants with Rock Polish. So that kind of explains why the low kick really didn't do too much at all, considering that it was a critical hit. But I did take it out of there with the Skull, because the Torrent will kick in, and since he's at such a low HP, he will go down easily. Now, I'm just gonna go for another skull because I just wanted to get some damage off on this delusion, but turns out that he's got the calm mind. But I do have the haze on this Wartortle, so I will be able to get rid of the stat boosts, which is really nice. Now, since I got rid of those boosts, he will not be able to take me out of there with the Shadow Ball. I'm guessing it's one of those bulkier variants as well, because you'll see later on what I mean. He's gonna be able to take a pretty insane hit later on, which was pretty impressive. I was thinking this guy's gonna go for another Shadow Ball, and I knew my Sneasel could easily take this. And I mean, this Shadow Ball, even though this thing has terrible special defense, it still does like absolutely nothing. But this right here, I was expecting his delusion to go right down, but look at this. He actually takes it with like -1 HP. You know, that blew my mind right there, because I was choice banded and he was about to switch out of there, but he still lives. And I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, he's gonna go and send in his Master Rain this turn. I did not want to stay in there because I'm locked in, so he's just gonna go straight for the Bug Buzz, take out my Wartortle, which is fine. And I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send in my Farfetch'd, which was I don't know, that was probably not the best play, and I tried to go for Sword Dance as well, thinking that I could outspeed it, but turns out that he's got a boost move as well, that being Quiver Dance, and obviously he will be able to outspeed me, and I don't think he's actually going to take me out of there in one shot because I'm at full HP. But even though this thing has pretty terrible defenses, this thing will be able to stand a +1 Air Slash, which is pretty impressive, but I will unfortunately flinch, and I was like, oh man, what the hell? That was just kind of stupid, but I was about to take it out of there with the Brave Bird, but unfortunately that's not going to work out at all for me. So he does take me out of there with the Bug Buzz, and I'm going to send a Sneasel, hoping that a choice banded Ice Shard would take it out of there, and hoping that it was not one of those physically defensive Master Rains, and thankfully he is not, and I do take it out of there with the Ice Shard. So that was really close right there, because he could have easily swept me with that Master Rain. So he's gonna go ahead and set his Lampent, as I'm gonna switch out of there into my Musharna, because at this point he's only got a what's it called? What's that damn thing called? He's got a Delusion and a Lampent left, so if I can get some damage off on this thing, I can easily take it out of there with the Pursuit. Regardless if he's gonna switch out of there or not, I can easily take it out of there with the Pursuit, because Pursuit is the only dark type move that I have on my Sneasel. So yeah, he will take me out of there with the second Shadow Ball. But I do have my Sneasel net left, which will easily outspeed his Lampent and his Delusion. So yeah, that was a good game. crackedhades, hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Leave a like rating if you did, and I will see you guys later. Peace.